On March 12th, the police of Potomac, Maryland issued a no-knock raid search warrant for a man who they had identified as not a threat to anyone, including law enforcement or the public or anyone that he was close with. Now, they issued that no-knock warrant, and in the process, they killed him and shot his sleeping pregnant girlfriend. The details that we're aware of from the lawyer's side say that they were asleep at the time, that no warning was issued, and that the other residents of the home were not aware of any sort of disturbance or call or police investigation that was happening prior to them being gunned down in their own home. The police have a different story. However, it seems as if the body cam footage still has not been released, and we still have not seen their side of it. I have a feeling that we're going to probably never see this unless it is forced to come out. And that's why I'm talking about this today, because the Firearms Policy Coalition recently put in a public information request, or through the Freedom of Information Act, for any warrants, body camera or other video footage, audio recordings, including 911 and emergency calls, reports, statements, investigation, fire disciplinary proceedings, or investigations for any officers involved and present, for the March 12th, 2020 raid that was conducted on Duncan Lemp's home. Duncan Lemp will not be forgotten. This is something that, regardless of the situation, I've seen people say things like, he was prohibited till he was 30 for owning guns. Well, here's my problem with this. To agree with a prohibited class of person being free to roam among us is to agree that background checks and registration are a good thing, because the only way to actually make it so that people that are free to roam around cannot have access or are limited access to firearms is to agree with universal background checks and registrations of firearms. I just don't agree with those things. To say that in any way the pretext for this event occurring that led to Duncan's death was good is saying that you agree with red flag laws. Regardless of how you feel about someone owning guns that shouldn't, red flag laws are bad. Red flag laws have proven time and time again that they get people killed. This was just one of the many times this has happened. Duncan was someone that it seems like many of us in the community might identify with. Someone who's generally distrustful of the government, someone who maybe wants to see a better world, is pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, a gun rights extremist, if you would. Duncan was someone that seemed normal as far as the gun community is concerned, and it's something that concerns me because I see a lot of similar things from him in me. I live in a red flag state. I produce content and am a public figure in a sense that could be targeted. I own guns and I know people that don't necessarily like guns. Currently, what could happen totally legally and no repercussion is someone could file a red flag order against me. The police could kick down my door without announcing who they are and shoot me in my own bed. Without any repercussions? These are unacceptable, and these are things that need answers. We need to know what happened. We need to know everything that unfolded. Regardless of the situation, if a police officer kicks down your door, whether they announce it or not under a red flag order, that's wrong. If someone kicks down my door in the middle of the night, chances are, I can guarantee you I'm grabbing my gun. In the confusion, it might even be reasonable to say that if a police did announce themselves, I might not have heard it, I might not have registered it, and my brain might not understand. In a fear-based reaction where seconds matter, where it takes maybe a second and a half if they know the layout of your home to get from the front door to the bedroom, it's very easy to see how it could be possible that before you have a time to realize or trust that the person yelling police, 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 kicking down your door with a gun are actually police. This is ridiculous, and I'm thankful that the Firearms Policy Coalition is putting in these requests to get this information because we need answers to these things. We can't let this go unanswered. The Potomac, Maryland Police Department and their Sheriff's Department, they murdered a man in cold blood in his sleep. This was someone that they, on their own warrants, identified as not a threat, not an immediate threat to himself or others. And they killed him in his sleep and shot his sleeping pregnant girlfriend. That ain't good. Peace.